All right, so at this point I want to go ahead and jump into a demo. And we're going to go right in here. Hopefully you can all see my screen now. Dave, just feel free to speak up if you can. What you're looking at here is one of the sites that we like to play around a lot with on the Google Optimize team. Now this is the Google Merchandise Store. This is a real store and doesn't offer all of the devices and such that you might be used to, but this is a great place to buy t-shirts, coffee mugs, etc. So if you're an Android fanboy, this is where you go to get your stuff. Now, what we want to explore here is perhaps a very common test for retailers, and that's cart abandoners. Everyone has this problem where someone gets into the cart and really wants to have that user complete that checkout, but oftentimes they leave the site before they do. And what we're trying to do is when that user comes back to the site, perhaps it's by a remarketing ad or perhaps they just come back directly, we want to make sure that we lock in that purchase. And so what we're going to do is offer free shipping to users who had abandoned that cart the last time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go into the Optimize interface here, and we're going to create an experiment. We're going to call this Cart Abandoners Test, and it's going to run on that page that I just showed you. We're just going to run a simple A/B test for right now. And what's going to happen next is we're creating this test, and you're going to see a few different fields that we have to fill out to make sure that we get this test fully fleshed out. So we're going to make that change to the site, and we're going to set up the objectives, then we're going to set up the targeting as well. So first, let's go ahead and make the variant of that site, that free shipping offer. So we're going to create that new one, free shipping. And next, we're going to go into our visual editor here. Now, you might notice that we're actually still at the shop.googlemerchandisestore.com site, and we're actually adding our editor on top of this. And now you can see things happening when I'm kind of hovering around the page. And we've done a lot of different things to help you make sure that you find the right element. You know, we can help you kind of find the right layer of hierarchy to make sure that you get the right element selected. And there's a lot of power here. But to start off with, I want to show you a few things. Of course, there's real simple stuff like drag and drop, reordering. And the main thing that we're going to change right now is this text here. So we want to offer free shipping just for spring. Free shipping. Now, of course, many of you might be wondering, that's great, you just changed the text, but we have to make sure that that free shipping offer carries all the way through to the cart. So what we're going to do next is add a little bit of JavaScript. Now, I'm just going to copy this JavaScript here, some very simple JavaScript that I got from my developer that indicates that this cart should now be a free shipping cart. So we're going to run JavaScript on that specific element, and we're going to add this little bit of JavaScript that runs right when that element loads. Now, there's a lot of other stuff that I could do here. I don't want to show you all the details of this right now. You can certainly feel free to go play with this on the Google Optimize site yourself. But just a few quick highlights. You can do things like edit CSS directly. You can get into an interactive mode if you need to get to a deeper page or menu. You can change what kind of device you're using this on. And many more things about this editor. But for now, we're just going to go back to that main page. So I'm going to save this and go back. All right. We're having a little problem there. Sorry about that. All right, so getting back into that test, what I want to show you right now is setting up those objectives that come from GA. Now again, I mentioned that this gets linked to Google Analytics. So when you set up Google Optimize, after you test that, you link up that property in that view. So I've already got a property linked here. That's the Google Merchandise Store. And I'm going to choose a specific view that I want to use for this experiment. So I'm going to use this master view here. And then I'm going to select my objectives. Now, of course, what we're really trying to get users to do is complete that purchase. But let's look at a few other things. Let's make sure that users aren't bouncing off here for some reason. Let's make sure that we're capturing the revenue, and let's see if there's maybe a couple other things. Let's look at the engaged users here. And of course, we're trying to encourage you to have really good testing processes and practices. And one thing that we like to encourage you to do is enter a hypothesis. So, of course, free shipping helps cart abandoners complete their purchase. All right. Now, one last thing we need to do, and that's set up targeting. So on the targeting side, we're going to make sure that we get that Google Analytics audience that I mentioned. Now, before I get into that, I just want to show you a few other things here. There's a lot of different criteria here that you can use. So URLs, behavior, geography, technology. These are things like what device you're on, what country you're coming from, any wide variety of things, as well as a lot more technical variables and targeting rules, JavaScript variables, custom JavaScript, etc. I also mentioned that Google AdWords integration, and this is where you would see your accounts and campaigns show up from your AdWords campaigns and could target those. But for now, we're going to use that Google Analytics audience. Now, what I've done over in Google Analytics before is create an audience that's all about cart abandoners. So people who have gotten to that shopping cart page but haven't checked out. So I'm just going to go here and type in cart to find that real quick. Here it is, cart abandoners. We're going to add that audience, and that's about it. Now, this is a live site, so I'm actually not going to start this test right now. I haven't informed those the guys over on that side that I would do this. But from this point, all I would have to do is save that and then start it. And it's ready to go. It's measuring against Google Analytics. All that data comes into Google Analytics. And then you get really focused reporting. Now, I want to show you a little bit about what that reporting looks like. All right, so this is another test that we ran on that same site. And this particular test was all about YouTube. So for customers who were coming over from YouTube.com, we were redirecting them to a YouTube page with a hypothesis being that users coming from YouTube would prefer to see and buy that YouTube brand and merchandise and are more likely to purchase. So let's see how this one performed. Now, as you can see, for our primary objective here, there wasn't really any clear leader, and that's for this bounces primary objective. We did see that there was sort of a drop here, and that the bounces actually got a little bit worse. So maybe that meant that they found what they were looking for more quickly and decided to leave. But let's look at a little bit more detail and see what exactly happened here. So the nice thing with Google Optimize 360 is not only can I look at these two objectives that I have to start, but I can look at a wide variety of other ones that come over from Google Analytics. So here you can see all of my goals, a wide variety of other metrics like transactions, page views, revenue, etc. And what I want to look at here is see, well, you know, maybe they saw that YouTube product. Let's see if they actually clicked on it. It turns out that they did. There was a range here of, you know, maybe there's a little bit of a chance that it dropped, but it also could have gotten much better. And let's look at a little bit more detail to see exactly how that performs. So here's that same goal, and this chart at the bottom shows us the performance over time, and it shows us that probability to be best. And this is a Bayesian concept that helps you basically understand when you have a lot of different variants, which one is actually going to be the best, and what's that going to look like. And you can see what the range of conversions look like, and you can see this is actually pretty likely to do well, that people are clicking on those products. Maybe they're not completing that conversion, that purchase, but they're still getting in there. So there's something that we can continue testing with it. We can continue exploring this. We could also go into Google Analytics and look at this in more detail. So that's just a real quick tour of the Google Optimize interface and some of the power that you have here to target audiences, to see reporting from Google Analytics, and to really create those variants easily and serve those users really quickly.